Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Little late start. I had to wait for the spin cycle to end, like everybody else. Office is next to the laundromat here at the Torregrossa compound. So sometimes the laundry wins out. All right, winter weather advisory in effect for the southern half of the state. So let's get on to it, okay? So this pretty much clearly defines where you'll have at least 3 inches of snow. The winter weather advisories are typically for 3 to 6 inches of snow, where winter storm warnings are for 6 or more inches. You can see the pink areas over in Wisconsin where winter storm warnings are. One thing we could watch, although the storm system is dying, we could watch for a little lake enhancement in the eastern part of the thumb, and as a result, it could push it a little closer to the warning criteria. But winter weather advisory from Ludington to Clare, Midland County, Bay County, the thumb, and all areas southward. Now, here's the change. We've had very little change in the weather forecast for these storm systems this winter. This is the first one. The change not so much in the area and the amount, but the speed, the timing of it. Speeding up, continues to speed up. Remember yesterday I said, hey, it looks like it sped up about 6 hours. Now it looks like we see the snow start this evening to overnight rather than toward Friday morning. So the winter weather advisories have been moved up to starting at 7 p.m. in the western half of the state, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Muskegon, Jackson, Lansing. You have it start at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. on the far southwest corner, and then maybe toward 9 or 10 p.m., snow gets to the center of the state. And then the winter weather advisories in the east side of the state, Ann Arbor, Detroit area, Flint, Saginaw Bay City, Jackson, the thumb. Those winter weather advisories start at 10 p.m. tonight. And then they also end earlier. So instead of it continuing into Friday evening, it looks like the snow ends midday to early afternoon. So let's get to the radar forecast, and you can see what I'm talking about here. We're going to get to how much, but Nancy Lafayette, how much in Frankenmuth? I would call Frankenmuth 3 to 5 inches. Probably not 6. All right, so here's the radar forecast. A newest run coming in, 11 noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock tonight. So you're good through all of the evening. Now, these models often lately have been indicating rain at the beginning edge of it. It's more a mixture, probably snow and rain, light at the beginning because of the heat of the day. We get some sunshine, we heat up to 35 or more, and then you get a little rain at the start of it. So this is 6 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock when the winter weather advisory officially goes in effect for the west side of the state. Ken Forsyth, getting to you. Pinconning, I'll get to all of these. Pinconning is probably 2 to 4 inches, more on the 3-inch side. Brandon Smith, the last 3 times the forecast totals were wrong. Let's see what happens this time. There have been a few little fringe areas that were wrong, but generally all this winter, the heart of the storm system, the snow forecasts have been pretty well spot on. So let's see here. We are at 9 o'clock, 10, 11, midnight. So precipitation starting across all of lower Michigan by midnight, and snow coming in to the west side of the state, 1 in the morning, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomorrow morning. It's snowing everywhere. It's light to moderate. Randall Douglas, we're getting to the totals here in just a moment. Jamie Northrup, Sterling Heights, just a moment too. But you're in the 4 to 6 in Sterling Heights. Probably more 4 and 5. So here is 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10. So tomorrow's snowy. There's no doubt about it. 11 a.m., midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, 3 in the afternoon, 4 and 5. So in the afternoon, the snow comes to an end tomorrow. And by the way, what that does is, we got to remember, it's March. So you get the snow to end. You even get just the orange ball in the sky coming through the clouds. It heats the pavement 34, 35, 36 degrees. A plow, some salt, and within minutes, interstates or treated roads can melt off. So you could see a dramatic improvement in the roads as we go into Friday afternoon. Just kind of play it by ear, and you might have to wait another hour or so, and then things could improve. All right, everybody's wanting to know how much. Good morning, Ellen Pacini. All right, so how much? So I like this model. Let's go to Friday morning, 7 a.m. How much by then? A couple of inches, maybe the southwest corner, southwest of Grand Rapids, has had much of what you'll get. Hey, thank you very much, Ellen Pacini. You've quickly become one of my favorite viewers then. Let's see here. So, by tomorrow morning, you're looking at an inch or 2 or 3 across most of lower Michigan, with the exception of maybe Bay City, Saginaw, the Thumb, and maybe the Detroit area. But by 9 and 10, you're getting another inch every couple of hours. I feel a sneeze coming on. Sorry. And, I'm fighting it off. There we go. So, storm total. And there you see why we're talking about generally a 4 to 6 inch snow, and from Bay City to Pentwater southward. If there's a better chance for a 6-inch amount, it's the southwest quarter of the state, Muskegon to Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo. I would generally call this, I think it's safe to say most of us will have 4 or 5 inches of snow out of this. So, hey, not a mega snowstorm. Timed that Friday morning will be just flat out snowy, dangerous driving like you'd expect at any point. And this is a little bit colder of a snow. So it could blow a touch more. Temperatures will be 31 or 30 with some wind. Saugatuck, Wayne Bjorklund, is that how you say it? Saugatuck, you're in the 4 to 6 inch range. Any lake effect on the western side of the state tomorrow? No. Good question. This will be an east-northeast wind, so the west side will not get lake effect, and then the storm will pull off quick enough that the northwest wind behind it will not give you any lake effect. Let's see. Snow day, yes, I would say the timing is right for a snow day. Let's see. Jeffrey Sassenheimer, how does it snow so much in Iowa, Wisconsin, not as much here? Is it because of track low? What it is it's because these storms don't always stay the same intensity. They ramp up in intensity at a certain time, at a certain lifespan in the storm, and then they ramp down. And this is an interesting storm because we're seeing it ramp up and down 3 times across the country. So it's the strongest right now in California. As it crosses, it weakens through the Rockies. Then it kind of increases out in the plains, and then it will be kind of on the weakening phase as it comes toward Michigan and moves on to the east. All right, so there's your snow. It's over. It's done. Let's call it. Let's look into the future to see if we have any kind of spring. So here is our storm system for tomorrow, and moves off to the east coast. Saturday looks dry. Next system speeding up. This is Sunday night. This is Monday, and that is a north wind at 15 to 20 miles an hour. Dry snow, 1 or 2 inches blowing around on Monday. Not a pretty day. Monday is the ugliest of March type days. Tuesday's cold behind the storm system that really strengthens, almost bombs out on the East Coast. But then notice the red lines. So that means we get into a warming phase ahead of the next storm system. And I'll tell you one thing is each one of these storms, if they take the right track now, have the ability to warm us up into the 50s and 60s for a day on the warm side of the storm. You'll notice that Tennessee has been in the 70s. So the warmth is there. The storm centers, just instead of tracking to our south like they are now, putting us in the snow band, the storm centers have to track to the north. So the next storm system by the European is advertised to track to our north, get us in the warm sector late next week. Adam LaFond going to Gulf Shores. I've been there. Very nice place. March 24th to April 1st. You know, I think the cold will be breaking in the north by April 1st, which means Gulf Shores will have a hard time getting a cold front through. You could have some days with highs in the 60s. You could. But generally in the south, it has warmed into the 70s now, and you could have a day or two in the 80s. Next weekend, as the cold front moves through, we may have a wraparound and back into the cold air. So let's look at the temperatures for the final thing. Today we make it in the 40s. Tomorrow, notice 35 in Grand Rapids. That's probably after the snow ends, sun comes out a touch. And so 35, helps the roads quite a bit. And 33 in Lansing helps the roads. In Kalamazoo, 34. In Ann Arbor and Jackson, 34. Saginaw, 32. Salt works really well at 32. Saturday, not too warm. Some spots crack the freezing mark by a few degrees. Northeast side in the Saginaw Valley on a northeast wind stays cold. Sunday, still pretty chilly, 37-ish. Monday, cold. The storm out east sucks the cold air back into our area. Tuesday's cold. Wednesday, we start to warm a touch. Thursday, maybe 40s and 50s if we get into that warm sector of that storm. Look at Friday. If we were to get into the warm sector, now this is pretty far out. Models tend to overdo a warm-up that far out. Tends to be squelched here in Michigan, but it says that we could get warm. And then, of course, this is March, so a cold front comes through and we get our temperatures slammed down once again. Sorry. So, pretty easy story. The storm speeding up. It's a manageable snowstorm. If you have to travel tomorrow, wait until it ends. And I think roads will improve within a couple of hours of it ending. Kathy Brown, when's the storm going to hit? It hits tonight. Everything is moved up. Okay. A 6 a.m. driving from Jackson to Lansing. Avoid reschedule. Corey Shelton, that's ground zero for the worst time. So if you can reschedule, definitely do it. Go today or go tomorrow afternoon or so when it might be a little bit better. Hey, there's your winter weather update, your morning weather update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hopefully this helps you stay safe. That's what we aim to do, is just give you the timing, give you the nature of the storm, give you a very close estimate of how much snow, and if we're off by an inch or two, we are off. But that is very rare in this day and age. So where can I get one of those coats? I don't know. We pretty much have to wrestle our employer and our bosses for the coats, because it is media, and media does struggle financially with all of the competition that we have nowadays. Pitch in for MLive. We got I think the most solid newsroom around the state, all around the state, and that's why we have. They've told us that we are the seventh. I don't know how to say it. Seventh most trafficked, seventh most page views website of this kind in the country. Yes. Joe Piranello, how much tonight for Eastern Kent County, Western Iona County? You're in the 4 to 6 inch range. I wouldn't expect 6, but I definitely expect 4 and probably 5. Hey, good morning, Don Clark from R&R Farms in Fairgrove. Gonna be a while. We got to work off the snow and the cold before you can get going there. Corey Shelton, snow day in Jackson? Probably. All right. So thank you for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. As always, I just beg you to hit the share button, and that's the best you can do for me. Thank you. Take care. We'll keep you updated on any changes on mlive.com/weather. Continue to check it. Maybe by this afternoon, we might have an update if anything's changed a touch. Take care.